It means a lot, man. Like I said, from the trenches, the city, you know what I'm saying, wear that, man, like, he was like, y'all, you know, I just made it for everybody, and I was like, man, I felt that, because I'm like, I remember Coach Rob and Coach Lee, Coach Whitey, Coach Vasco, Dylan Medalist. Like, everybody was like, I remember all that.
Yes. Like what you're talking about, you know, we were practicing at Brookhaven, you know, we had our boys team and our girls team, and what was so solid is, you know, we kept vibing off each other. You know, the work was hard, but the work was good.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the type of energy that you need in order to be successful. Everybody, like when you're working towards a goal and the people around you want to see you be successful, that's the vibe, you know. And to have that as teenagers, I don't know, you know, that's not something I take lightly. That's something I still honor today, that many young people across the city cheered for other young people to be successful. It's like they saw something in me. They saw that I was the one. It was like, you know what, let's band behind that. Like, I want to be successful too, but emotion doing it. And I just appreciated, you know, having that energy because, like I told you, this medal wasn't just for me. It was for the entire city, for the class, from classes of 94 to 2005. Like, that whole energy system when we were in middle school or high school really kept me on that edge to, like, keep pushing. And I can't say enough about how everybody rallied behind my dream. You know, from, if you went to Marion Franklin, to South, to Beechcroft, to Northland, Brookhaven, the fact was when Moshe was about to run, she represented the city of Columbus, we all ran together, and that's what I took into Athens. So I was like, let's go, man!
I'm gonna find out, man, in 3, 2, 1, please.
Get ready, buckle up your seatbelts. We're getting ready for takeoff. We're flying at an altitude of 30,000 feet. Let's go!
Where the love? What happened to the love, man? It ain't involved. Murder, man, that's all I swear. What happened to the love, man? It ain't involved when it's murder.
Yo, DCP, the corner pocket mail. Hit that like button right there. You see that like button? Hit it. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3. Boop.
That.
Every time I look at it, man, now hold on, wait a minute. He's running so fast he distorted the face though.
Take a little baby dog and go. Oh my God. Yo, bro.
That man give me an Adam's apple, yo.
I just seen the picture, man.
I just want to say, like, if you ever get invited to be a guest on this show,
Look,
you never know what's going to happen.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I like it.
man.
That's the hand the bottom. Look.
Her nostrils is real small. It's in there all day. That's awesome. Hey,
you don't have to be going to get some tea to go to pocket, man.
Yeah, man. Hopefully I was inspired by part one, man. She gave me the journey where it started. And we took off for a ride. Y'all in the back seat with us, and we in the front seat. And they started out with what's the common thing again? The CCC? Capital City Commons. Capital City Commons, Jaguar. And she thought they were running with the big dogs. She said, this is my note. This is my thing.
Oh, Brick, let him know.
Yeah, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Let people know that DCP Corner Pocket is dropping another fire episode, man. We are going on this ride. We are passing the baton. We're on the second leg. Okay. You see what I'm doing here?
The second leg, to the third leg. Come through for the fourth, like what you said. Oh man, dog, it's a straight team, man. 4x4, man. You know we so clean. We got Moshe Rob in the building, and she on the show. PCP, respect the king as we go through. We wanna uprise and take over the world like Mickey and the Brain do.
Hey, pass the baton now. Hey. I'm about to get that track crown. Hey, pass the baton now. Hey, about to get that track and field crown. Hey, Mo. Hey, Mo. Hey, Mo. She paid the gold medal. Hey, Mo. Hey, Mo. Hey. Mo, she got that gold medal. Chilling in the studio. Here we go, Jones. Not Julio.
Yeah.
Chilling with the football, basketball too.
Yeah.
Coming through the mic, I might dump on you.
All right.
And crossover by AI. I'm chilling. I'm so fly.
ECP.
Hey, the game is the veto. Hey, check out my daddy bro. Hey, pass the baton, y'all. About to get the track and field the crown. Hey, chillin' with Mo. Hey, gold medal, though. Hey, chillin' with Mo. Hey, gold medal, though. Not for the Carter Jack box. That's a real gold medal.
Yeah.
Oh man,
After yeah. The super real in my chain 8. I'ma go ahead and I wear it. Like, that's real. Like, what you think? Hey! He said,
So you bossing and flossing. Bossing and flossing. I like that. So man, we back with part 2, man. We're Olympic gold.
Just that like button, that like button.
That like button. We love it when you're at the like button. Olympic track was the Haven All-Star All-American and members of Texas All-American. We are back.
Let's go.
If you had left off on a question you wanted to ask her.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I would like to know, like, your Olympic experience. Like, what was that all about? Take us through, like, when you first got there. Was it breathtaking? Was it, like, overwhelming? Let us into your
Well,
world.
first of all, it couldn't be breathtaking because it's not supposed to do it. Never do it.
Man.
He would not let it go. He would not let it go. He would not let it go.
It was,
Floor is yours.
yeah, the entire Olympic experience is an experience that, one, I can say, if you have, like when you set certain things in your life that you may or may not believe can happen, and then the most phenomenal things happen beyond that. That is what I can say. Like you can plan something and expect it to be a way, and then you get in it and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, nah, that's a God moment because I couldn't have seen none of this like this at all. And that's what the Olympics was. It was pandemonium. Going into the village, you got to think about that was the time that we had just went into war with Iraq.
Yeah.
So coming into 2004, the American team was quite isolated. So we didn't experience the village like a lot of the other Olympians and other Olympics past that. We had our own area that was secluded in the Olympic Village where the USA team was, and our area was highly militarized. So the U.S. military was in the village in our area. So they guarded our apartments. And one thing that was unique that wasn't normal is that we couldn't bring anyone back into our apartment housing. We could go out. So imagine being in a village with all these other countries, but the American team's military is at the beginning of where their apartments are. You know, that was a lot of honor and just, you know, the fact that the United States sent over our military to be on scene in the village. And the village is one of the most safest places, you know, that's where the other athletes are competing. But just understanding the value of who we were as Team USA to our own country, being in Athens, Greece, I felt so honored. So that right there, I was like, talk about dignitaries. I'm like, okay, this is great. This is amazing. One of my best experiences was the opening ceremonies. I remember we were all getting ready to get lined up. The basketball team stayed on the Queen, I think it was the Queen Mary 2. So they weren't staying in the village, they were staying on the ship. But we all gathered at our apartments to load up to go to the opening ceremony. So I remember that I forgot my little hat with my uniform. So I run back into my apartment, all the track is gone, and the only ones that are left to come out is the NBA. Right, the basketball team, the basketball team. So I'm like, okay. You know, by this time, everyone had tried to get pictures, so I'm out walking, and I'm on the bus with the basketball players. Wow. And so so my entire opening ceremony was spent with Stephon Marbury and Carlos Boozer and Carmelo Anthony. And I'm talking about we were babies. Y'all, we were babies. It was me, Carlos Boozer, Maurice Pierce, Emeka Okafor, LeBron James was on that team. Hey, Allen Iverson was on that team. I'm telling you, and Dwayne Wade too. So this is 04. So mind you,
that was the Redeem team, right?
This was the team that needed to be
I was doing team.
Love y'all to death, but this was the team that needed to be renewed. You know, and they got the bronze. You know, we were expecting them to win, but what was interesting was to be stuck with. I wanted to be with the track team, but I ended up with the basketball players, and I was seeing so many people trying to take pictures with them. And for me, I'm just like, you know, get out the way, so it's my morning. I'm almost there. I'm trying to get off the bus to catch up with the track team, but by the time we got to the stadium, they were shuttling countries in, so you had to be with the people that you were with all the time. So mind you, we sit down in the stadium, and I'm getting texts on my little phone that they gave us, and it's the track team, like, look up. And I'm looking up, the track was like, they're looking like, I want to go up there. Look, I don't know, and I'm like, I appreciate that, you know, we're here together, but I want to experience this with my track team. And so, you know, they were like, can I get some autographs? And I was like, hey, y'all don't mind if a couple of track girls come down and get some autographs? He's like, no, it's okay. They come down, they stand in, and I'm like, you know, I'll go ahead. It's like, no, you can say, hey, listen, I'm trying to be with my team, you know. But it was the most beautiful experience because I got to see our NBA players in a very organic way. Because even to some of the Team USA athletes, they seemed a little untouchable, you know, not tangible. So for me to actually be stuck with them and all the men's basketball, you know, bravado, but to have that real authentic moment with them. When we walked into the stadium, they transformed too. Really, one of the moments I remember is we were getting ready to walk in, and they showed it on the Jumbotron, and LeBron says, how do you run in that? He's like, how do you run in front of all those people? And I'm like, well, I mean, y'all play in front of a stadium of people, and Carmelo's like, man, we got a team, and you by yourself, and we got to go out there. I'm thinking to myself, you're all right. Like, like, if there's ever a moment that I felt not anxious, it's when your NBA stars, LeBron and Carmelo Anthony, look at the Jumbotron like, you got to go running that on your night? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I do got to go running that.
Thanks, guys.
It showed their authenticity, right? And I think that's what I just remember. It showed how authentic they were. They're like, listen, we play in the NBA and all that, but Aces, that right there, we don't know how you do that. Good luck when you go back. It was just the most joyous experience. And then when it was actually my turn to run in the semifinals, I'll tell y'all the truth, the moment I thought I was going to have. One, to all female athletes, your girl got her cycle the night before, and I thought God hated me, so let me just tell you. Because I was really like, God, like, wait. Like, who did I do wrong? I went back to you gonna make this moment, and so after all those years, the reason God let me have that moment is because I have coached so many female athletes. I have been in so many spaces with women, and also in telling male coaches about teaching and training the female athlete. We are still athletes. There's nothing going on wrong with us. Everything is right about what's happening, and that is a natural order of things. And so being able to push past that and not let that be a hurdle or a hang-up. You know, oftentimes people see it as a handicap. We all have a natural part of our life process. And I was so glad that God let that happen at such a critical moment. So I can tell young ladies, okay, no, it is still possible. I want to go medal on my cycle again the night before, and I'm like, what? And it was because life is going to continue to happen, but that does not mean the greatest things that you set for yourself cannot take place, even in moments that we are caught off guard. So that to me was a fantastic time. But I say that to say this. I thought I was going to be able to put on my makeup. Because it's semifinals, I'm like, you know, we got to work, but it's not the finals, right? So, you know, this is the finesse. You know, we about to just, you know, be out there, go look cute, you know, and I'm going to get the baton and, you know, bang it out a little bit, come around, maybe check out the camera, look up at the Jumbotron, and have my moment. You know, the gun goes off, and Chris is in lane one, because we were in the lane one, and I feel like we try to put the U.S. in a deficit to make us earn what we already want to take.
What you said.
So we in lane one, so that was no surprise, and you know the Greek team is in there with us, and we're angry, so it's this kind of moment. And I'm looking, and so I see Crystal Cox, who's the first leg. She comes around again, and I'm looking like she's at the 1 and 20. I'm like, okay, no, we ain't not in the league. We're nowhere in the league. Oh, okay. I had to take my whole game face. It was no longer the Olympics. It was just a regular 4x4, and we were not winning at the time. And so I dialed in on her, I yelled for her to come in. I'm like, come on, Crystal, just get it to me, just get it to me. When I put my hand out and I grabbed the baton, I was on the second leg, and I just remember, when I turned around, I saw 3 other vanilla bodies ahead of me, and I just lost my mind, and I ran out of my skin. Because the one thing I knew is that I had to get it in the lead. And the whole entire point, particularly on the 4x4, is you have to bring it in the lead. And we don't believe in just a little lead. You need to be in the lead. Come in and understanding that the USA team is the winner of the 4x4 definitely by the second leg, by midway through. So for me, it was like, no matter what you do, get the baton back to Monique Henderson. When I tell y'all I ran out my skin, because I probably ran, my coach tells me I was on a world record pace up until like the last 50. Oh, and I felt like, I put a 15-meter gap on. They closed me down about 7 minutes before I gave it to her, but my job got tied. And I knew I had to extend the lead because 1, it's the Olympics. 2, I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm not going to act like we're not all the best in the world. So let me not be out here kind of moof. Let me grab the baton and let me get going. And that's what really happened, that's when I say like being in the moment and being ready for that moment. The opportunity will present itself. If you are not ready, if you are not prepared, you'll miss your moment. Like if I wasn't prepared to be able to transition to being excellent and bring the baton in first, I might have nutted up, I might have tried to finesse out, and put us in a different place. But my thought process was like, oh, forget cute, forget the cameras, forget the Olympics. We're not winning. Baton, get it, go. I don't care if it look pretty, ugly, or nothing like that. So
that's go mode.
That's go mode. And from that was one of the biggest life lessons I could have had. What I thought that moment was going to be was completely different, but was exactly the moment I needed for life. And it's just been tremendously blessed to be able to tell that story, so people can overcome, these hang-ups in their own mind, their own limiting beliefs of what something should be looking like. And if it doesn't go like that, oh man, that means that's not it. No, that means that's absolutely it. Push past that, because you're supposed to be something new and refined other than what you thought you were going to be.
So, all right, Brady. I like
bars.
I like what you said that you didn't allow the monthly cycle to stop your mindset of the job that you had to do, that you were there to do, that you were chosen to do. And it just shows that you push past all that adversity. That is crazy. Like, you was on world record pace.
Dude, like ran out of my skin. Like I probably eased up because I think I only ended up running because I didn't get chosen to go back on the finals. And I think I only ended up running like 52. It wasn't my fast. It might have been 51 high. It wasn't my fastest run to win, but it got the job done. And I didn't get chosen to run the finals, but it got the job done. So it doesn't matter that I didn't get to run the finals. What matters is that we got there. Because we got there, we got this. So that's to say, the moment that you feel like everybody feels like they got to be the person in the spotlight. It's the people behind the scenes as well. It's the ones that are doing the integral work, the real right work that gets us to the successes. And when you're talking about being on a team, being on a relay team, and whether it's you having to do something significantly in your field of play, everybody has a role to play. And you have to show up in earnest, you have to show up in truth, you have to show up with integrity, and don't forget the assignment. Like the assignment was to win. If I would have forgot the assignment, when my cycle came, I could have forgot a thing. When Crystal wasn't in the league, I could have forgot a thing. When she handed me the baton, I could have forgot a thing. When I felt like my legs were going to come from underneath me with 45 meters left, I could have forgot the assignment then, but it wasn't about me. I remembered the assignment, I kept going forward, and because of that, I stayed with the last pure 24-karat gold medal that they came out in the Olympic Games, and I'm so blessed.
True American, can I get a USA? USA! USA!
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's so inspiring because I think about the analogy like in a big company that the janitor, he's at the bottom, he is so important, and about playing your role and stuff like that. And that's just crazy.
Because think about it, that janitor, you all worked, you did your job, you put trash in the trash, you might have left the coffee stain on your desk, there might not have been any more tissue in the bathroom that was well equipped for you to go in there. And those custodians, they came in, they edified the space. They made the space pure for you to come back and do your assignment again. They were on assignment, and their job was, to be honest with you, is even more critical. Because it's the edification, the job that many people don't want to do. And when those people do that job with the most integrity, with love and genuineness, that allows everybody else to shine and be even greater than they could have been.
I think it's like a righteous row because they clean up your mess.
Thank you.
There's no evidence of your mess from the former day. and it looks like you're getting creative nests.
And they do it without judgment because they come back around you and speak. Knowing your desk was nasty. Still speak to you. Hey, Mr. So-and-so. Hey, Mr. So-and-so. They ain't judging.
It's a messiest bathroom, and there's no evidence that there was a mess in there.
I mean, that's
I'll believe that one.
That's the cog in the major machine right there. That's what keeps, like you said, that's what keeps everything going.
Yes.
So let me ask you this question, man. So like 2004 was a big year for you, man. Like what was that first feeling you get that letter or that phone call or that text like when you part looking team? Like, what was at that specific moment when that happened?
So, you know, how it works when we're at trials, top 3 goes, and for the relays, top 6 goes. So in the 100, top 6 will be chosen for the relay pool, and the 400, the top 6 will be chosen for the 4x4. Something very unique. I had just recently graduated December 2003, and I followed Dan Path to North Carolina because Marion Jones had invited me to come train with her. Shout out to Marion.
Marion Jones.
A huge focal point in my life. And she doesn't know that her being the queen of track and field, to be able to go train with her and to see a humble spirit. I mean, she was Marion Jones. I had magazines, put her on the cover. And now I'm at practice warming up with her to the point that, hey, Mo, you know, can you braid? Yeah, I can braid. You come out and do my hair at the condo? So, you know, when you are doing your idols braids, and y'all talking about track, and she's like, you know, the next time you finish, you know, you need to for sure. And needless to say, during that time, I had to make a decision because I was running the 400 and she was a sprinter. I needed to transition to somewhere that was going to go me well and be prepared for the 400. So I actually had to part ways with her in order to get what I need around March. And that was so difficult because I'm like, trials in July, you know, but I'm also too like, this ain't gonna happen this way like this. I'm running 4x4 and I need to get what I need. So I switched coaches and went into Olympic trials. A lot of people don't know that I actually had torn my quadricep muscle. It's still torn. Completely ripped my quadricep muscle from the bone 7 weeks before trial. Yeah, and it was a Friday. It was in May. And I remember I came to practice and I couldn't walk. It was and my coach said, you need to go get an MRI. And I did that Sunday. And I just remember I was sleeping in my bed and I woke up because I opened up my leg and it just was in excruciating. I woke up in tears, so you know you're in pain, you wake up crying. Lay hands on myself, I said, God, I don't care if I don't run no more, I don't care if I don't win another race, take this pain away. And I woke up the next morning, I was poor at the time, and had a free gas giveaway, so I woke up to try to go find a free gas. Needless to say, I didn't find it. I rolled up $3 worth of pennies just in case I didn't find it, put it in my gas tank, and as I get ready to go back into my condo, I literally get ready to turn the key and realize I had been walking. Yeah, that whole time I got up, I didn't realize I had been walking, and couldn't walk before. Couldn't walk for 3 days. Right. So I turned the key. I was like, man, let me go put my shoes on. I go put my shoes on, go on a 15-minute run around my neighborhood. I said, I'm going on to practice. I go to practice, try to do a couple drills, couldn't do the drills. I told my coach, I said, if I put my spikes on, just coach me. We had 5 200s in 26 seconds with 1 minute's rest. I did all 5 of the 200s, and the last 200 I did between 5 seconds. I took my spikes off, went on home, just had my time with God because I'm watching miracles too. I'm watching miracles too. Came back out to practice the next day, said the same thing. I said, Coach, I said, if I put my spikes on, just coach me because I ain't saying nothing about that. I'm sitting here watching the miracle too now. So I put the spikes on. We banged out. I think we had like 3 500s that day. My coach said, I'm trying not to talk to you this day. He brings his assistant over. You know, by this time, alcohol was like a major thing. Drugs was a major thing. My coach was looking like, we just saw you not walking on Friday. How are you doing this? And so at that moment, I'm like, you know, because he's looking like I'm about to put you out the group. I told you I'm not about that. You know, and I'm looking like, okay, I'm just have to tell him, Coach, I lay hands on myself. I don't know what your faith is like, but my faith is strong. I said, and Sunday I woke up in the middle of the night in excruciating pain. I laid my hands on myself. I told God if I never do this again, it was all right with me. And that's what's happening. And I tell y'all, that same day I went home, sitting on my floor, crisscross eating this Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich number 6 with cheese and extra mustard. That's how I ordered. I get a call from the orthopedic doctor. Dr. Martinez like, okay, Michelle, we want to go ahead and get you in tomorrow. Go ahead and get you the cortisone shot. We're going to go ahead and start you on 5 days of therapy. We're going to go 2 times a day. We're going to get you in the muscle massage. He's going on. I said, Dr. Martinez. I said, what's wrong, Dr. Martinez? Because he didn't already gave a script. That's why I knew something was wrong, but I didn't need to practice already. So I'm like, whatever he talked about, I need to practice already. He says, well, He says, well, Shami, you have 4 quadricep muscles, and you tore one of your major ones and ripped it from the bone. So we need to reattach it in order for you to be able to run. Possibly, but seeing that I've already run, you might not need to reattach that thing.
Right.
So I told Dr. Martinez, Dr. Martinez, I'm gonna see you on Friday. I'm not gonna go with that cortisone shot. I'm feeling kind of cool. I said, actually, been doing a little running. He said, you have? Yeah, I have been doing a little running. He said, okay, well, if you feel bad, come on in. Fast forward, Friday comes. Lady come in, all I see is he pulled 2 rings. I guess that's what the fingers go when you pull the thing out. For those of y'all who cortisone shots, you probably know it's familiar. I was not having that thing in me. I didn't know what, anything that you need 2 rings to pull out and inject in you, I wasn't about that life. And so when the nurse came in, she sat there, Dr. Martini came in, touched on my leg, he asked me if I still had pain here, and I said, yeah, I feel a little pain. And he says, and then I go tell him. I tell him what happened, and tell him why I'm not taking the cortisone shot. He says, well, let me go show you the film. Takes me around and shows me the film. There's that little white spot where there is no muscle. Yeah, I've been running, Dr. Martini. So we get in the pool. 10 minutes later, Dr. Martini in there. Come hang out the pool with Shami. Okay. We're going to go ahead and start you with neuromuscular massage. All right. The massage therapist massages me, does her thing, whoop. When she got done, she said, Dr. Martini told me about what you've been doing. And so I decided when I was working on you that God used my hands to continue in the healing process. When September came in 2004, I walked back in that office and showed them this medal.
Oh, no, that's
and I will
right.
have you know that Dr. Martini changed the way he did his business, and he's decided that as an orthopedic therapist, when it comes to working on athletes, before cutting and during surgery, they're going to offer 6 weeks of neuromuscular massage and physical therapy because the surgery may not need to be necessary. And here we are today. So I ran with a complete quadricep muscle, trusting in God and the miracles of God and what He showed me. And when the best part is I was willing to give it up. I was willing to give it up for just being able to be present with myself in my body, and God saw that. And when He saw that a goal that I set at 7, I was willing to give up just to make sure the temple and the body that He gave me was whole. He then knew that I knew that it was bigger than me. And that's why I always give Him full-on praise and tell people, go for you, go. And you know what? Not many people have ever heard that story in life. And y'all are one of the first podcasts I've ever told that story in depth to. So,
Live and exclusive.
It's
I heard it here first.
It just makes me think, big, like, he said, your gift will make room for you. And it will put you at tables with kings and queens. She was with Mary and Jones.
Yes.
LeBron James.
Yes.
Come on, man.
And they're most humble.
Honor your gift. Be humble with your gift. It will make room for you. It'll get you the doors. You can't even imagine. That's
good.
Bro.
That's a good word. I didn't even see it that way.
That was electrifying. That whole conversation was electrifying.
I knew it. So what?
Thank
So I guess we might
Yeah,
go to part 3,
fine.
man.
Yeah.
We might go to part 3.
Oh, y'all throw that energy too, because that was.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's spiritual healing right there, and
Yeah.
just have that knowledge of self and that belief in GLP. You got it, yo.
Right.
There is no power.
Wow.
There is no power. Right.
Yeah. So where can they find you on social media now?
Instagram at Miss Moshami, MSMOUSHAUMI, and on the X, also known as Twitter, at Miss Moshami. You can also find me on LinkedIn and Facebook, Moshami Robinson, OLY for the Olympic brand. This is so awesome.
Oh yeah, man. You're awesome, man.
Please like, subscribe, my boys.
We're gonna see all part 3, man.
The corner park and yeah.
Let me go get mine real quick. Yo,
Yeah.
live, man. Yo, we out here, man. DCP and Corner Pocket. Come in, big McGee, man. Like, we out here, man. Yo, go to YouTube right now, man.
That's right.
The Corner Pocket. Go there right now, y'all.
My family, this is the longest one we will always be.
Where the love? What happened to the love, man? It ain't involved. Murder, man, it's all I see. What happened to the love, man? It ain't involved. When it's murder, man, it's all I see. What happened to the love, man? It ain't involved. When it's murder, man, it's all I see. What happened to the love, man? It ain't involved. When it's murder, man, it's all I see. Can I live?
Yo, DC.
MCP, the corner pocket, man. Hit that like button right there. You see that like button? Hit it. Hit it. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3. Boop.